Hi, I'm Yegi. I'm an entrepreneur and success coach who wants it all. Family, luxury, career, and the freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I'll do whatever it takes to get there. I created the Yegi Project to document my journey and inspire others to do the same. My mission is to change the world by influencing and leading others to do what they love and live fulfilled lives.
Hello, welcome back to the Yegi Project. Today's guest is Geeta, who is the founder of DSR Coaching and the CEO of Not Detox. She has been within her 14 years of experience helping nearly 1,000 women improve their physical and mental well-being. But before I tell you so much about her, I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us who she is, what does she do.
Thank you so much for having me. I was saying, so which part of the story do we talk about? So I am an Indian Sikh woman, grew up in a very kind of upper-class family in the middle of sub-Saharan Africa. I came to England for school at 15 and then I stayed here. I'm the mother of 3 kids and I'm a single parent my entire adult life. And so entrepreneurship enabled me to create the lifestyle I live. Because I trained as a lawyer, so it was doctor, lawyer, accountant, married. Yes. And I was like, okay, I can't that. Like, not just the words, you know? And so it was kind of something that I trained in. I was really true to it. And I went into entrepreneurship as a way to pay my bills, but still be at home because my eldest child was the first, 7 to 8 years of his life. And yeah, so that's honestly why I'm here.
Well, take us back. I did with your bio, you went through ups and downs of life as well. So to our audience, it's always great to hear the struggles we go through and how it shapes us. So take us back after getting married, your law degree, how did entrepreneurship come up, and what did you start in the coaching and health industry?
I love the fact because I was married and I had two more kids after my son, and we built this huge, very business. We made an enormous amount of money in a very, very short, millions and millions and millions of pounds. And we were very young. You know, my ex-husband really struggled to manage the money. I grew up in that place, so it was kind of what I was used to. And so we came from different backgrounds, which you know, he was, we did something amazing. But it went very quickly. There was, 2 children in 3 years, building this huge business. One child was sick. It's a lot of pressure to put on it. And he started, I ended up in a marriage where I was living with somebody who drank all the time and became very violent. And it was very difficult. And my parents were very unhappy. It's like, you made your lie in it. It's like, I don't think so. This really sucks. You know?
I need
Because, we're not sure being a tiny violin, we're checking up the ancestral in your private jet. Nobody cares, because they're like, you've got so much money, who gives a shit if you're unhappy? But my son said to me one day, he said, I think we need to leave. I don't think we're going to live through this if we don't leave. I think it's going to hurt us so badly. And he was only 7 or 8 when he said that, and it's other than most of babes. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And so we got there, and we of course at that moment, but then I was like, I have to leave. So we left. And I was like, but this is how I went growing up. My parents had also joined bank accounts and did everything, together, and I was recreating it. And so I left, and he entered the bank accounts. It was a really impressive feat of logistics, and he had help from really mentors and everything. He entered all of the accounts, and I had £200, which is what I had on me, and nothing. Nowhere to go, no room to live. My mother was like, this is really, and he was like, can I give you And I'm just like, I'm never going back to something.
Yeah,
That
especially
way.
with that position.
Right? So you gave me somewhere to sleep. So we had this room, and I just slept on bed, and Baby slept on the floor next to me because she was only a year old. So I had to fill of something, and I slept on the floor next to her on the sofa cushion. And, then the house of monitor, and I was sleeping on the floor next day. Is that bed? Maybe 15 pounds a day to live off because I didn't know how long that money was going to last. And so I started looking for work. And, it took about, took a long time. And it was very painful. And it was heartbreaking because it was hard.
Well, I can only imagine, literally, like a movie. When you had to through it and really hard going the other, easier to build your wealth and get to that lifestyle. Once you're used to that rich lifestyle, it's so difficult to go backwards and everything is good and say, okay, well, to start over for the wellness of family. It's much easier to suck it up and be in a shitty marriage. That's what it takes for a lot of people. So I applaud you for taking that, leap and restarting. I have so many questions.
So one thing though, that is the hardest thing. This thing was not to take the easy way out. And the easy way out was not to go back to the Inuit. And the easy way out was I was young, pretty, and with 3 small kids. The easy way out was to find someone to pay my bills. And pay my bills, and live feed me. It was the hardest thing to say no to because I wouldn't want to take my children to another man's house. The statistics on that are not good.
I see. Well, you took your door, and I applaud you for what 3 things you've learned, and if your ex was in control of running the finances, but what are the 2 things you learned from crash of your successful business structure that you've built initially?
The 3 things. I mean, if you ask me this then and you ask me this now, they're different things for me to be who I am today. And so it was, what did I learn? I learned those. If you forget the language, I learned that an asset is always going to be an asset. Always. And I don't believe it will be an asset. And if you notice it because you're not paying attention. Because when I went and I was then in a relationship, I know, so he just wasn't really done. And the second thing is that as a woman, I am more willing to do something to benefit my kids and fight so hard for that than I would for me. Fight for me, but I wouldn't have that for my kids.
Of course, I totally agree.
But horrible because my kids were in private school, and private school means something is horrendously expensive. And so if I'd taken off everything is around demanding, so I didn't. And the thing is when you lose everything, there is a huge element of freedom that comes with it. And my decision was that I was not going to be a good girl ever again. I was going to be the most powerful girl forever.
And I'm sure that gave you encouragement to start your journey, your work you're doing today. Can you tell our listeners what you're focusing on and all thousands of women today?
Yeah, so the only thing I knew how to do from home was health and wellness because my son had been so ill. He had a lot of health problems. He had asthma and he was anaphylactic. So when you eat, your throat swells up and his father would start beeping and it just was horrendous. And I had, this is in my 20s. I didn't know anything about it. We lived in a culture as an Indian where there was a lot of healthy eating. We had food as medicine. And so I had that ground information. But I didn't know how to look after him. So I used that to help him. And then people would be like, can you help me? And I was like, sure, do this. And then developed in a few years into the health and wellness business called Rush Detox. And I ran Rush Detox for 15 years and I had the best time because we changed the face of health and wellness in the UK. We were the first company to bring in home delivery of food. We were the first company to bring in juice fasting. We were the first company to bring IV drips to the high street. We just took all these things. I mean, because we were so clever, but we never said no. So if somebody came in and said, listen, I don't know what to do like this, somebody can help you. And then we would do that. This grew like crazy because I couldn't raise any money. Dog. I couldn't even overdraft. I mean, my close friend and I set up business at the same time and had the same revenue trajectory. And because she was right, she could get an overdraft at the same time. Her overdraft was 110,000. Mine was 10,000. So that is that if you can make sales, so I learned to sell sand to camels. I miss you with the camels and I don't really well. So I just learned how to sell. I learned how to grow. I learned everything on hyper speed because I didn't know what to do.
So where did you go to learn about? I mean, sales are number one for a business. But where did you refer to the self-help books? Or back then, did you go back to school? Did you master the sales?
I did not have time to go to school. I was 30 and I had 3 kids under the age of 7 and no money. There was no school happening. What I did was we would test things, but the American market was much more mature in terms of marketing than we were. So I devoured anything American. Actually, I got a place on a marketing mastermind. I didn't do the masterminds well. This is like 2010. I was a mastermind. There's a guy called Joe Abraham, who's literally the father of marketing. And I used to fly to LA. And I borrowed the money to do this, and it was so much money. And I would fly to LA for 2 days because the babies were so little. I didn't want to leave them. So I would fly on a Sunday in 11 hours, land, go to the hotel, wake up in the morning at 8, turn up for the mastermind at 9, do it till 6, and then sleep. Eventually, I started to see clients in LA. The next day, I really went, and then I would leave at 4:30 and go to the airport to catch the flight with the same crew.
Wow.
Yeah, friends. But folks in our house. That's how I learned to sell. I learned to market. I learned digital marketing. I understood e-commerce. And I have invested in learning from that day onwards. I have trained with everyone who can get hands-on to learn anything that I need to learn. I'm always doing that.
Wow. Now, a topic question just for fun and to know you. If you had a magic wand and you could change anything in the world, what would it be?
In the world?
Whole world.
Oh, that's so easy. I would take every woman in the world and give her a sense of self-belief in herself so that she could use her voice and feel safe to do it and be safe to do it.
That's beautiful.
And then I wish that and see how that worked.
That's beautiful. The next question is, what does a happy and fulfilled life look like to you today? And what did it look like to you maybe 15 years ago?
I do a lot of coaching. So I've been a coach since 2012, and I've coached some of the most famous women in the world. I have worked with everyone from Gwyneth Paltrow to Spice Girls to the royal family. I've helped women build businesses from 15 million to 52 million in IPOs like in 7 years. I've done a lot of work around this. And when I was younger, I wanted to make money. My thought of was that I want to change the world and fulfill this business, and then I could make goodies, and I'm going to do all these things, And it hasn't changed so much now. It's really impact. For me, I wake up every day, and I've had a huge amount of impact already. Tomorrow, and I put a massive amount of impact. But I'm not ready to. I think being able to be a woman with absolute clarity about self-power and how to use it is a very useful tool for us in these uncertain times. So my view of a fairy life, obviously the kids have to be good. Obviously my relationship is gorgeous and wonderful and amazing. And I get to actually change 1 million, 20 million women's lives. They should just let me run the world for like a couple of years and I've had kind of a big wave here.
Be awesome. I love that. But I don't know if you want to all those responsibilities would be great in theory. There's so many things to solve. Now, my next question to you is tell us more about your coaching style. So you said you help a lot of powerful women make millions. So if somebody was to contact you now and say, okay, I'm ready, I'm ready to work hard, I'm ready to grow my business, where do you start? What's your main thing to get somebody point A to point B?
But first, you want to get them to the place that they're opening for them about 500,000, because that first bit is just awful, and startups suck. And I'm really sorry, they just do. I mean, blessings, but they suck. So to get you from there, we made a big mistake where we think running a company is loads and loads and loads of things that we need to fix. Honestly and truly, if you get the CEO and get the CEO to a place where they have a huge vision that they trust in absolutely and completely, and they can inspire people to follow that vision because they're some best version of themselves, that is winning. So always working on CEO to their best version of themselves. That's what I do kind of day in and day out. Then they'll send me the CFO and COO and the other people. But it's always, every time it's running to me like I'm trying to have now, where I'm the president of the company, where the one lady is turning over 600,000-700,000. It's the CEO. When you can change what the CEO is doing and the mindset that they have, that business will transform. Look at Steve Jobs. Look at Richard Branson.
It just trickles down.
Yeah, it is. It's it's about the CEO. You really are the helm of the company.
So would you say the people of the company and the business are crucial to a startup or any business?
Would I say they are?
Well, the people, the people running the company are key aspect of making a successful business.
It's not part of making it a successful business. Yeah, completely. Because I think I better them, because then they're not just coming to it. If you have people working for you, really believe, honestly, I think the average age of my company is about 12. But, if you're always finding people and giving them the power and the resources to help them to grow, and you're inspiring them for a reason for that growth, that is the best business in the world. Because then we are remote, right? I do not want to be looking over your shoulder, because that just is my idea to hell. So maybe you need to grow, and have you looked at this, and how about this, and then what's the next step? What's the next step? Because there's something so deeply satisfying about growth.
There is.
Personally growing, there's something amazing about that, right?
There is. I think that's what keeps everybody going. Just progress that we accomplish and feel that we're making it in our time for somebody else.
It's also a very feminine concept, because when you look at male and female traits, Valdat, who ran Google X, he said that the worst thing was waiting for the feminine in leadership. Whereas it's one of the components of leadership. We always hire male CEOs, and we spend millions teaching them to think like a woman.
I love the way you put that.
Feminine aspects of leadership are child, and she'll tell you all about it.
Wonderful. Now, what are the top things, or maybe the top 2 things that you know businesses can do better in order to increase their sales?
I know that it's so hard to raise money. Honestly, raising money is a job of its own, right? And we just never grew up with that mindset, probably because we couldn't raise any money. We never with the mindset we're raising. It was as pervasive as it is today. Where they sit there today and they go, I just started doing it around. Sell the share. If you want to sell it and sell new money for it, that is the definition of a business. If you do that, that is not a business. If it isn't YouTube, it's not a business, So you want to understand sales, but you want to understand marketing. And social media is so helpful for this, because if you're a share marketer, social media does not pay any attention to you. So my thing is always the place where you're the most afraid. And it's like, I will do lives, and they terrify me. And no one's going to comment I'm talking to myself, which is my idea to head. And I still do them. And I still do them. The social media will tell you what it wants to hear. And we have this built-in thing we can go to and we can talk about. Use it. Use it every day. Because people will tell you what they want to hear.
So what are some things what tools that you use to push yourself to get out of your comfort zone in order to do things like social media live you're not crazy about? What are some tools that you use to get out of that comfort zone?
Well, I used to be afraid to say it. And so what I do is I was like, let's screw this. So I'm going to be afraid that somebody going to have over me. So, and everybody that the notice has been out of that campaign to try and destroy me. So I stood up on stage and I was like, so I failed all the time. And they were like, well, so I make speeches about how much I fail. And how good it is for me to fail. I talk about the things I'm terrified of all the time. Because when you say things out loud, the things you scared of, it sounds really stupid, you know? But also, I'm not ashamed of failing, and I'm not ashamed of being afraid. You don't need to be afraid. I'm scared of things, right?
Yeah,
why would you not be? Why would you not be? I sit there and I say, like, well, Brian, if you don't do anything stupid, I am terribly done it for you. The theory is that I give permission. So I did this, I had a video contract with the BBC in the UK a very long time ago. And this man said, I need to come in and talk about revive marriage. I'm like, oh, hell no. I was like, I'm ashamed of it. And he goes, no, Geeta, if you're not willing to come in and you sound like you're not willing to come in and talk about having had domestic violence, other women are going to think it's their fault.
That's right.
I was like, I hate you. So I went on, and the first time I did it, I cried afterwards. The second time I did it, I see it. It was just horrible, and he was right. He was right. My inboxes are full of women going, oh my God, this is happening to me. Thank you, thank you. So I do everything I'm scared of all the time. So I'm a little weird, terrified, other than scuba diving, which somehow my brain can't get around it. But other than that, if I'm scared of it, I'm headed straight for it.
I think that's a good indicator. Somebody told me once on a podcast, if it's something you're scared of, but also excited about, the right thing to be adding to your side, that's the right thing for you.
Right? And that's what I think. At times, I'm going to die when it's time to die. I'm not going to die the first time. I was going to have fun doing it. I mean, I was a raging tomboy until I had kids. I was the first skydiving the day I found I was pregnant. So I was like, where's a building? Can I jump off it? Can I buy it? I know the kids are already to more skydiving. What are you doing? I'm like, the thing is, you're older now. So if I go, anything happens, at least you're okay. Then that's fine.
They can do it or not yet.
So I've been to bed. I've to land the weather England's, the weather children. So I've been to 4 or 5 weeks and then try again.
Wow, that's exciting. I'm doing it. I'm sure you will enjoy it. You're going to feel drawn to the world.
I really have a huge amount of fun, and I raise a lot of money for charity, so it's a good thing, to
Wonderful. Do. Now, tell us a little bit more about your detox. So you said that you've learned a lot about it because of your background, your background, because of the healing with herbs and foods and plants. Can you tell us a little bit about it? How do you use it to help people?
Yeah, I should say this is what we've done with the detoxing. It's become purely a digital online product because we don't, it's not something we do anymore because that's what we used to do. The thing is that we need to look at the female body in 2 ways. You look at the body as being one version of you till you get about perimenopause. It's individual for every woman. So some women start as early as 35, some women it's 40, it's whatever. So when you are to that age, that's the time where you can behave more like men do. You can do the fasting. You can do CrossFit 4 times a week. You can go running long distances, huge amounts of cardio. You can eat your meals when you can, and you'll still survive. When you hit 35 and perimenopause, we'll just say 35 for argument's sake. I know, we need to think of this very much on here. When you got perimenopause, so when I started working in Mosh in 2008, women used to go to perimenopause at 55. Over the 15 years I worked in Mosh, I went 55, 30, 45, now it's at 35.
That's kind of terrifying to think about.
Yeah. For babies, it just means the symptoms start then, and it's important to know because no one told us these things because we never talked about this shit. Now, once those things start to happen, you need to look very differently. We have to go for those, we have to go for the fasting. You have to go for that whole path of, I'm going to run for 2 hours and eat my Mars bar. You know, your body needs a totally different approach to how you stay sane and safe as a woman, so that your cortisol levels and your insulin levels come back down to normal, because that's when the fear and flight instinct kicks in. So this, it's really closer to around 21,000 women I worked with.
Wow.
The difference between two eras, so different.
Wow, honestly, I never heard of it talked about age group of women, honestly, because even now, intermittent fasting is almost trending, you know, so they don't say, oh, don't do it after a certain age, know your body, track your level. It's just, you know, such a little information that, hey, it's really good for you. But me personally, I felt it in my body. There's no way I can go without eating. I need to eat. I just feel it. I don't feel like I listen to my body. So I've never even considered this fasting. But I'm curious, how can women know you at a certain age? Are there fixes you recommend? Do we follow closely with the doctor? Is there stuff we need to, supplements we need to be taking? What's your approach?
Perimenopause.
Well, we can focus on different groups. So it could be that 30 to 45 or 55, however you want to categorize it for the information to make sense.
So this is something I really want to talk, because that's kind of the place where we see perimenopause. Let's one thing and be very clear. Even our attempt to use estrogen into our lives, right? Because like when we tend to use testosterone into our lives. And when your estrogen levels start to drop because you aren't ovulating, before your estrogen levels start to drop, because you aren't to move pretty much whatever the hell you want, right? This is your young, you're doing to eat whether small once a day. I'd be doing that for I was doing that stuff, and it was something fine, and I would finish it out, and it was over, but it was most for that had to change. For me, it was around 32. Really just started to change. My symptoms of perimenopause became acute. Now, I speak for a living. I'm on stage for a living. I'm on TV for a living. I would stand in front of people, my brain would empty. I don't know the last word I had said. And it was terrifying. So brain fog, your periods go insane. They just like you're just like, oh, but I don't have 4 periods in a month.
To me, I get so sharp.
3 years in a month, right? And heavy. What happened? You start put on stress that, which is that fact that comes around your lower stomach and the hips and thighs. You can see me doing this stress fat. That is not really low fat and dieting and get rid of that fat. And so when you're at that place, doctors are not the biggest help when it comes to menopause and perimenopause, because they don't actually get some elective when you're in medical school. There's not even something you have to learn. So you have to find doctors who know about it. So I really have to go and search people who knew it. When I found out about the people who knew it, I found out them, and that was it, right? So now what we do is I manage the process. And the reason I have to do it is because as your estrogen levels grow, if you maintain your estrogen through the process, you are 67% less likely to get Alzheimer's dementia.
Wow.
But it's huge. And no one tells us this shit, because women's health is not relevant to anyone except us.
I love all this, and I'm big on it. I have no idea.
I'll tell you. So this is got a lot of this stuff, because I'm like, this is insane. My mother has dementia, and she's going to be 91 in about 5 weeks, 4 weeks. Now, I know that if she was given estrogen when she was younger, there's a nearly 70% chance that would not have happened. So for someone like me, I'm really clear on estrogen levels. But then I do a test every year. Every year, I do a to scan every year, and we should be told this from the beginning. Really feel it's better factor to find a doctor that deals in bioidentical hormones near you. Go and find him, sign up, take the damn test, take the hormones, and move on. they're living with breast cancer that are like, I can take this and I can. And HRT has a latest study on women 65 and above. And we have hard estrogen and HR hormone replacement to women over about 62 because it makes them much younger and learn an awareness about it. You don't know information that we're throwing your generation's way. So use it, make a plan, move in. Health today, for my daughters, is a very different thing than health was for me. Like my daughters, I'm like, if we're having babies at 25, we're freezing your eggs.
Oh my gosh, I know.
You're so weird.
Everybody's getting married and wait later. I have so many friends that are getting pregnant and really sad to see.
But the friends that are having problems being pregnant, if they looked at their cortisol and they cut their insulin and reduced both of those things, they will get pregnant more naturally. Those are the two things that's
yeah, that's why I also stress, which does increase those levels. Well, this is very interesting and very fun talking to you. Thank you so much, and getting to know you. Our little short on time today, since we had technical difficulties getting started. But I would like to connect again in the future and continue educating the women, helping our community be better, stronger, well taken care of them physically. So thank you so much for everything that you do, and we will close off with your last words of wisdom, and we'll come find you and your company.
Thank you so much for having me. Ultimately, the thing that stood me in the greatest stead was an understanding change is inevitable or suffering is optional. And I hate change, and I learned to love change. I now pivot through change effortlessly, no matter how big and how small the change is. And if you can learn that, anything is available to you. I kept a sense of joy in what's happened because the joy of life
I love that. This is just hard at first, but once you it's like, okay, plus then right, and a lot of things usually come from it. But for someone who's going through change for me, change, and I love trying new things and had kids, but so been trained, sometimes you're like, I kind of want this to be steady, but the moment that they first thing, I love for things to create things and change, but in a good way. Thank you so much again. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and thank you to our listeners. Where can we find you, Geeta?
Any social media. So Geeta Sidhu-Robb on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, anywhere. And please say hello. I always reply, and I'm super happy to hear from you.
I love that. Information below. Thank you so much to our listeners for always tuning in, and this week have a great day. Bye. All right.
Thank you for listening. Please rate and review this podcast. Follow and engage with us on social media under the Yegi Project. And if you're interested in being a guest, email info@theyegiproject.com, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes.